had to say after the game.
Erling Haaland, congratulations.
Thank you.
Serious question. Do you even know how good you are?
That I know that I have a lot to improve, and you saw that today, and yeah, I have to keep working hard.
I saw 2 goals of you, and 10 goals in 7 games is new Champions League record in your first 7 games. Where's the limit?
Yeah, you know, we have to keep going. I want to reach far in this competition, and yeah, work hard and keep going.
What were in your head when you scored that 2-1, the second goal?
Then I didn't think too much. I enjoyed the moment, and yeah, that's these nights you live for, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Was it the perfect game except for the 76th minute of Borussia Dortmund?
Yeah, no, because as you say, we let in a goal. We should have kept nil, but that's how it is. We have to improve, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the next Champions League game.
And how many goals will you score in Paris?
Now we'll see. I have to keep working hard and get better, and then we'll see.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll see.
Do you know how good you are?
By the way, how many goals will you score?
It's great to hear from the young man, though. This is the stage of the competition. You said, Stu, before this fixture had kicked off, that we see PSG crumble from season to season. How did you rate their performance today?
It was poor. I think coming in, we looked at the lineup, weren't quite sure. This is Thomas Tuchel, who's played the same lineup of 4-4-2 for the past 3 months. PSG have not lost a game. And then today, against his former club, Borussia Dortmund, he rolls out a back 3. And I felt the width that they had through Kurzawa, and especially with Meunier, they didn't offer them anything, any type of space. And then you had Neymar, you had Mbappe, you had Di Maria, all fighting for the same space. And in effect, you nullified your greatest threat, which is the ability for those guys to be wide. And you played right into Dortmund's hand. They jammed up the middle. They played on the counterattack the way I thought actually PSG would play. And Dortmund, to their credit, were fantastic. I mean, Haaland, we can't say enough about him. I mean, his ability to score goals, 39 goals in 29 games, every 15 minutes. Yes, yes, yes. One of the best strikers, the best striker, the hottest striker in Europe right now. Sorry, Lewandowski. And then also just Dortmund, really complete performance. I was impressed with their mentality when PSG scored. They didn't just sit back. They went for another one. It'll be interesting, though, what happens in Paris, because PSG are really strong there, going back on the second. Like, do this Dortmund team defensively have enough to keep that strike force?
It would have been nice for Dortmund to take a clean sheet over to Paris, wouldn't it?
Yeah, look, it was good to see young Gio Reyna get on the half turn and give it to the big man Haaland and get a goal. But you said it best, Mo. You saw PSG walking off there, slunk down, heads low, chin on chest. You just think we see this all the time with them.
Yeah, it's a deflating feeling, but you know, it's still a lot to play for. You talked about going back to Paris, and that's actually a venue where they're actually really good at, and they have an away goal. So technically they can go there and keep a clean sheet, win 1-0, then this tie is done with. But I agree. I was confused with
Dortmund off the score sheet.
Good luck. Pray for something. I was also confused with the tactics from Tuchel. You talked about them playing in a 4-4-2 for so long, and then in the Champions League in the group stages they played in a 4-3-3. So when we first saw that lineup, we thought it was going to be more of a 4-3-3, which made a little bit more sense. And then he rolls that out, and I think credit to Favre, the lineup he put out there. It's one that they've been playing in, a system that they understand pretty well. Jadon Sancho and Erling Haaland's combination, the way they look for one another, the way they play off each other, it's worked out well for them. And we can't keep talking about Haaland because there's just so many good qualities about him.
I want to see that goal again and again and again. I mean, it's just
But I think the biggest compliment for him is his appetite to score goals. Like, there's a play that I think we'll show a little bit later on where he busts along. He wins the header off a corner kick, defensive corner kick, and he runs the length of the pitch to try to get him in the box to score a goal. It's just when you have that desire, that kind of work rate, it's inspiring amongst a group of players.
What we've seen, though, from Dortmund repeatedly throughout this season is that they are vulnerable at the back. They're there to be got, right? So why does a team with the attacking talent and attacking lineup that PSG has not able to test Dortmund on a day like today?
They had some half chances, you know. We saw the highlights there. Neymar has a chance where Matt Hummels lets the ball drop in the box, and I think it comes down to what Stu was talking about. A lot of times they're playing in the same spaces. I thought Dortmund was a little bit better because they didn't play as high of a line at times, so there wasn't as much space to exploit in behind. They try to keep things in front of them. They made it kind of ugly at times, and they just didn't have an answer for that.
In fairness, PSG scored the goal. They did have some chances. They tested him in the back. Hummels obviously is a bit of a liability. They brought him in to shore things up. It's had the opposite effect, but I think PSG will score some goals.
Nod.
Happy.
All right. Okay. We'll go to break. We'll be back in a second. Stay with us.
I didn't know Bruges.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. All the cola flavor, none of the sugar.
Yo, you know where this world goes? The future. We'll take these, though.
The best ingredients are easy to explain. Like food that's grown from soil and rain. Artichokes and egg yolks have nothing to hide. Unlike azodicarbonamide, our domain is organic romaine, ancient grains, chunky or plain, fuel for the brain, absolutely anything but mundane. We only sell food we know you'll adore. So icky products are banned from our store. Saying no to that stuff is more than a goal, because that's what makes us whole.
Head & Shoulders stops flakes for 72 hours. That's enough time to log roll for days. And receive praise for your log rolling ways, which turns into a log workout craze. Stay flake-free for 72.
Never mind. People at home know. Dortmund PSG is the game that one of the games that we just saw here on BR Live. Let's take a look at the highlights from that one.
Starts early, free kick for PSG. It was Neymar trying to bend that one around the wall. And really a theme of the first half was Borussia Dortmund out in counterattack, in transition. Jadon Sancho with the ball at his feet, trying to find Haaland. And this one just skips up over the top. You can see, I think Hummels was just a tad offside there. Yeah, the flag did come up. And then just they kept going, guys. I mean, PSG were on the back foot most of this first half.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho was so lively the whole game, finding little pockets of space, exploiting space in behind. Even at times creating opportunities out of nothing. Here he cuts inside, gets a half chance. Oh. Sprawling save there by Navas. But you knew goals were coming in the second half. It always felt like that.
Sancho's good value for money. I mean, we expected him to be the maestro and be on the ball, do great things. In the first half, he was electric.
Erling Haaland just skimming this one over the top. And I mean, coming into this one, we're saying this game could be 6-6 with the amount of attacking talent that was on the field. And of course, at halftime, it was 0-0. But then down the other way, PSG started to come out of their shell a little bit in the second half, but still didn't feel as creative as they typically are, the way that they're going forward. And it was Dortmund who struck first in this one. This time, Hakimi up and over the crossbar, coming onto that left foot. But he was the architect of the goal. He gets forward here from that right-hand side. Cuts this one back. Guerrero with the shot. And who else? Erling Haaland.
And we spoke about his striking ability, but this is where he really excels. Just being able to find the back of the net anytime the ball's in and around the goal.
You know what it is? He just has a real desire. And straight up the other way, who is it? Mbappe. Zagadou dives in, almost takes out Gio Reyna, but then he slots in Neymar for the tap-in, gets him back in the game. But Erling Haaland, I mean, this is one of the purest strikes you will see.
I mean, the assist from American 17-year-old Gio Reyna with the assist, and that strike is so pure.
And then some more question marks about this Dortmund defense. They were pretty good throughout most of the half. They give that a half chance there, and then the corner kick comes in, and Thiago Silva can't keep it on target.
Great game of football. I'll tell you what, Dortmund would be delighted with that result. They were again, good value for money. You look at the shots, fantastic.
You've got to be delighted with that purchase as well. He's looking like very, very good value. Erling Haaland averaging a goal every 50 minutes that he plays, and he's only at the beginning of his time.
The Gillette Skin Guard. It has a guard between the blades that helps protect skin. The Gillette Skin Guard.
Do you ever feel like we're living during a bad period in history?
Time to kill a person!
All hail Prince John Slade!
I'm bad at things. You're not bad at things.
He doesn't even know how to use a spoon.
Here comes the wagon. Nay.
I will crush their skulls!
Where does he even get all the skulls?
Skull bag. He makes me carry this around everywhere. It's really heavy.
UEFA Champions League returns.
This is what the Champions League is all about.
What you know about the feeling, the roar, the crowd, the flashing lights, the beauty, the pain, the adrenaline in my veins, the pressure, the fight, the winter, the snow, the rain, the world at your palms, you're trying to feel everything.
Oh, what a goal! And the header down! Absolutely magnificent. Another glorious night in the Champions League.
Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Stream every match on BR Live.